Letitia shouted into the emptiness of the hall, trying to get her father's attention. The answer was indifference. Nearby, watching this altercation, she grinned. No, I don't want to do it again, she thought, remembering past failures. Still, sometimes you have to show who's boss, even though it sounded like a bandit case. They were sobbing in three streams. Do you think it's sincere? She asked, almost disbelieving the apology of those who had wronged her. To this the lad, immersed in his own thoughts, answered with ease. He randomly mentioned the names of those responsible as if it didn't matter at all. She no longer wanted to study in a place where every day was a test, but she realized that it was worth listening. Her loved ones wouldn't just abandon her. He had once told her that to feel the sweetness of victory, one must experience the bitterness of defeat. Her brother had quietly questioned her father's strange strategy, coincidence or cunning plan. She heard it for the first time and was amazed. It turned out to be part of a premeditated plan. It was better to know about the trials in advance than to face them later when it was too late. She realized for the first time the depth of their plan. It was a deliberate move to protect her. With that, I agree, he summarized, finishing his tea. It had all been decided before this meeting. She clenched her fist determinedly. Okay, I'll give it a try. Determination came out of nowhere, like a waking fire. She suddenly realized how serious what had happened to the tiger was. Everyone was whispering about it. Out of the corner of her eye, she noticed that even those who had been on the sidelines before had fallen silent. Everyone could feel the tension. There was an oppressive silence during the breaks. There was no usual children's laughter, only a slight whisper of fear. But one girl dared to approach. Hello, she said, opening the way for a possible alliance. She had heard of the others, but maybe this was a chance to learn firsthand. It turned out that what had happened had shaken up even the emperor. The parents of those girls were severely punished. The lavish transformations turned out to be just the beginning of open communication. She heard a chuckle, recalling childhood games. She asked if that one was trying to take her side. The answer was a simple reassurance. I'm fine. Yeah, I was probably spoiled too. The other agreed but added sincerely. I wised up early. I'm sorry I didn't get on your good side sooner, she admitted. It was an unforgettable oversight. The smile on her face was one of gratitude. She seems like a good girl, she thought warmly. And onward the acquaintance continued, opening the door to new opportunities and friendship. Compliments to ordinary things suddenly took on a new meaning, were a sign of festive harmony. For the first time she felt like this, expressing it all not in words but in simple feminine trust. She asked about the weather and was told that conflicts were rare here. The calm atmosphere gave her pause. You've done nothing wrong, said someone who thought the same. Angela felt the gamut of emotions and suddenly wanted to change something in the room. A bright idea popped into her head. Burst out on its own. She needed to take action. She turned to face the avalanche of problems suddenly plunged in front of her. The smile on Letitia's face was one of amazement. Let's play, she suggested with the hope of shared adventure. The teacher stopped by with a new task. It seemed lessons never ended if there was a need to learn. See you tomorrow. She reluctantly withdrew, but knew this was not their last day. She saw an opportunity to ask the question she had long wanted to voice. Sitting down at the first desk, she felt a slight excitement. The new day was giving her a chance for a fresh start. She noticed the expressive eyes that held a complex world behind them. A boy, she wondered. Sitting next to him was the first time she had experienced such a feeling. His beauty confused her. The young man responded by saying he was here by mistake, but his apology seemed odd. Embarrassment happened for a second, but he knew being around wasn't so bad. This was their meeting. In a hall full of nobles, Letitia introduces herself timidly, calling herself the daughter of Prince Levelton. Her conversation partner shows signs of interest, and Letitia thinks he already knows her. An unexpected dialogue takes place. The young man is surprised at her age, hardly expecting to meet a 10-year-old girl. The young Letitia smiles, noting to herself that she is lucky to meet such a friendly young man. The teacher enters the classroom with noticeable excitement. He is ready to offer the students a unique lecture. The young man's sudden interest in art surprises Letitia. He is clearly used to refine things. Letitia is asked about her impressions of the art lesson, but she honestly confesses her ignorance. Boredom overwhelms Letitia, and she wonders why a certain canvas is so carefully guarded. The young man cheerfully agrees with Letitia that the guarding of the painting seems unnecessary. The teacher offers to dissect why a work of art might be so valuable. Letitia suggests that uniqueness makes a painting especially meaningful. The teacher explains that the speed and skill of the artist add significance to the work. He intrigues the students by pointing out historical details hidden in the painting. The character with black hair in the painting raises many questions. Letizia guesses it is the good magician from the legends, and the teacher confirms her guess. However, the teacher adds that the mage was not just good, but was known as the dark mage of the Levelton family. Another character in the painting is a white mage who struck an enemy with a sword. His name is Koiden. Several dark pages from history are revealed to the students. The magician Koiden was a dangerous man. The teacher continues by explaining what the dark magician's sword symbolizes in the painting. Letitia, amazed by the story, asks questions to understand exactly how the prince got his title. The story gets more confusing. It turns out that the head of the white mages wasn't always like this. The teacher hints that in their world, magic had a weighty influence on power and politics. Letitia notices how the teacher looks at the young interlocutor evaluatively. The young man leads the explanation, showing a deep knowledge of the political structure. Letizia is surprised by the surrounding atmosphere, feeling a little out of place. She wants to see other works by the famous artist, but only reproductions are accessible. The young man suggests that Letitia may have missed some lessons, so she doesn't know anything. She scrutinizes the painting and asks about its title, The Three Kisses of the White Magician. Letizia is fascinated by the painting's unusual history. Its connection to the theater production is intriguing. The teacher tells of a legend connected with the white magician and his mysterious power. Whoever experienced the magician's touch became his prisoner, according to ancient legends. The girl in the painting seems to be under a spell. The magician bent down to kiss her. Letitia has her doubts. Something in this story is not right. The teacher reassures Letitia, saying that now there are no more white mages. The young man reminds her of someone, the silver hair she's heard about in legends. Meanwhile, the teacher moves to another painting depicting a blazing scene of salvation. Rumors claim that Prince Koiden is still alive, remaining intact in the fire. The teacher, however, considers these stories to be fiction, urging the students to be rational. For Letitia, such stories seem strange, though in this world anything is possible. Magic rules the day. The teacher shares information about the price of the paintings, mentioning investment. Letitia is puzzled, and the young man finds her amused. Letitia apologizes for the flood of questions, feeling awkward. The young man returns her compliment, which causes a wave of blush to spread across her cheeks. She is embarrassed by his smile, realizing that her feelings for him are not so simple. Someone knocks on the door, reminding her that the end of class is approaching. Letitia thanks for the lesson, amazed by what she sees. The young man says goodbye, leaving a pleasant anticipation of the next meeting. Letitia, slightly surprised, is left with her impressions of the lesson. Determined to find out the true intentions of her new acquaintance, Letitia is determined to find out who he is, her curiosity only intensified. The name that pops into her head belongs to a mysterious young man who will change everything. Letitia can't believe her ears when she is informed. The mysterious prince has once again deceived expectations. Shock and bewilderment flash in her eyes. Her head spins with thoughts. Who is this prince, and why is she only finding out now? Before she realizes what is happening, Letitia feels as if the sky is looming, promising new trials. She suddenly rushes to her father, hoping for support. He reassures her, but a new anxiety is in the air. Her father reassures her that her studies can wait, that she needs some rest. A lightness envelops their conversation. His confidence is reassuring. Smart kids can do better, he says with a slight smile. Letitia hesitates. Doubt grows in her heart, but the school demands her presence. She reveals her plans. A play is being prepared, but her role in the event adds to her work. Father is a little surprised. Letitia once again gives her parent a questioning look. Her persistence is astonishing. However, the father is aware of the small role. The servant is surprised to note that the mistress will indeed be performing. Her father, despite his plans, is determined to support her at the premiere. He urges her to be present. Letitia realizes that she has an important moment ahead of her. Pensive, she tells him how she managed to get along with her classmates. Letitia is surprised at how easy it was. A good upbringing is a good thing. They prepare for the rehearsal together, the fire of excitement flaring in her eyes. Excitement and laughter fill the room. With her classmates, she learns to be a team. Winning or losing doesn't matter. What matters is participation and support. She is embraced and understood. This experience seems to bring them closer together. She is seen as unusual funny. Warmth breaks through in the friendly glances. Letizia tries to cope with both jokes and duty, preparing for the play. Her role becomes more meaningful. Suddenly she is playing a princess. The story of magic and princesses lights up in her mind. She realizes fate is winking. Her father is stunned. The role of princess has gone to his daughter. Letizia reassures him that the role is not the main one. Secret dreams of a great performance ignite in her heart. Her father is convinced that everything can be changed if you play by the rules of those in power. He reminds her that money decides everything. Letizia grins silently. His plans for the heroine's life are impressive. A great role awaits her. Letitia is shocked. To take out even the protagonist? Oh, that ambition. Behind the scenes, there are talks of changes. Rewrite the script. Young Letizia argues that she can't buy the copyright. Her father is once again impressed by her talent, but she doesn't want to be an editor for nothing. He's proud of his daughter. Her ability to surprise never fails to inspire. Laughter and arguments. Letizia assures her friends that she has no stage fright. He urges her not to be serious because this is just the beginning. Her eyes shine with faith. She's confident now. But a new challenge awaits her. Excitement grips her whole. Courage grows. She dares to invite her father to the performance. He is delighted by her initiative, promising to give her flowers at the performance. Letitia is puzzled by the costumes. She has to be irresistible on stage. She has everything in her collection, even a blue dress. They discuss the details of the performance, her eyes full of determination and inner fire. Everyone is waiting. The moment of the big performance has arrived. Letitia steps forward. Her gaze epitomizes concentration. The stage reveals its secrets. The spotlight illuminates the hall. The anticipation builds. Step by step she walks, noticing every detail around her. The servants point the way, and she realizes that she has a special role to play in the story. Her friend's smile gives her confidence that she can do it. Her father is proud, and a great evening of transformation awaits her. As the time comes, the hall freezes in anticipation. She takes the coveted step. The splendor of the hall unfolds in all its glory. Letitia is welcomed, her confidence growing with every step. Mutual understanding reigns around her. Everything is ready for her performance. She's in the Imperial Palace, the place where dreams come true. The audience is waiting. Letitia is more nervous than ever. Today is the first time she'll be wearing makeup, and it's making her a little dizzy. The maid's smile adds reassurance. It's just makeup for the role, she says. The maid team works cohesively. You look like a doll, they joke, making her smile. Preparations are in full swing. Everyone must be ready for the rehearsal. The groomer is silently watching his team work. The woman in the black dress makes the introductions. Call me Claire. You can hear the firmness in her voice. A new acquaintance, Mira, assures Letitia of her support. Her confidence is infectious. When all seems calm, one of the players jokingly scares Letitia. But she quickly comes to her senses, showing collectedness. She's changed into an amazing dress. This is that legendary dress. Letitia is shocked. The dress is a surprise to everyone around her, as it is impossible to find, no matter how much you pay. Letitia modestly admits that she doesn't need such riches, marveling at her father who managed to get the dress. The girl looks at Letitia with envy, but does not say a word. I hope they love you at home, the same girl remarks, her voice full of wit. Letitia quickly replies that she doesn't want to draw attention. Are you okay, Levin? Letitia inquires, seeing her friend's embarrassment. Levin thinks back to Claire's words. Her feelings clench inside her, pain mixed with hope. Letitia kindly notes how gorgeous Levin looks in her dress. You're going to be a star tonight, she says admiringly to her friend. Levin smiles, but in her heart she's still worried. A sudden noise distracts them both, making them both wary. Angela is flustered. Her stage fright won't leave her. I can't do it. Panic reads in her eyes. Letitia and Lavin try to reassure Angela that everything will be okay, but fear has prevailed and she's ready to give up everything. What are you afraid of? Lavin tries to understand. Angela explains she's afraid of knives. Her inner terror forces her to give up the role, offering it to Letitia. Not an easy decision. Lavin is astonished by the offer. The situation escalates, but Lavin remains silent, pondering what she has heard. Shock clouds her mind. Letitia realizes the complexity of the situation and tries to find a way out. The girls decide to change the script to make Angela's role easier. Lavin assures that everything will work out. Together they accept the plan and support each other to ease the tension. Backstage is noisy, but the stage is set. Everything must go perfectly. Lavin invites Letitia to join the rehearsal sooner rather than later. Time is running out. A strange odor makes Letitia and Levin suspicious. It is something very familiar. The mysterious aroma is coming from a basket upstairs. The friends are puzzled. On stage, Letitia recalls an important moment from the script. She gets chills inside. It's an important scene, almost climactic. Everything goes according to plan, but not without anxiety. The girls examine the stage props, realizing their authenticity. The tension eases a little. Levin shows them how to handle the prop dagger because they have to be careful. The blow must look natural. The scrap adds to the confidence. The clothes are tailored with a reserve for confidence in the action. Levin explains the details to Letitia. Yes, you should. Letitia agrees, trying to memorize all the nuances. Levin encourages her friend. The training has been a success. All that's left is to be inspired. The final touches in the preparation of the scene. Everything is checked to the smallest detail. Levin assures that everything is already taken into account, calmly assuring the main assistant. They discuss the plan again, hoping it will work. The big moment lies ahead. Suddenly, a mage appears with crystals, his presence interrupting their discussion. The mage assures them that he is fine. His job is to deliver the crystals. He gives his name Yon, but his appearance raises questions. Young aristocrats enter the scene, watching the action. What is their role? Jide is the center of attention. His popularity is noticeable immediately. The emperor appears in the audience, his majesty captivating the audience. Cullen De Levelton accompanies the monarch. Tensions rise. An important meeting. Letitia is disturbed by an appearance that is out of place. What will happen now? Prince Cedric is nowhere to be seen on stage. Time is running out and Letitia is distraught. You must be bright, Angela encourages. Every word is empowering. Letitia disagrees, feeling unimportant, but she needs to believe in herself. Remembering the rumors about herself and the tiger, Letitia finds determination. Who said she can't handle it? I'm not a mage. Her speech is full of fortress, ready to be the center of attention. The stage is set. Letitia finally realizes that this is where everything is going to change. The veil is lifted. Her future is just beginning. Under the spotlight, she smiles at her destiny. A huge auditorium, theatrical whispers and anticipation in the air. Letitia freezes in the midst of the crowd. She looks around tensely, not knowing what awaits her. Cullen De Levelton is beside the important person. He smiles as if everything is going according to plan, but something in his gaze betrays an undercurrent of tension. Letitia sits down in the middle of the flowers. He calls her his adopted daughter. She smiles, but her thoughts are far away. My name is Letitia, she says like an incantation to calm herself. The smiles and emotions are off the charts. Someone is complimenting Letitia. She sighs deeply, hiding her nervousness behind a social smile. Jade approaches his sister. Like a sibling, he cares for her, placing a hand on her head. Their bond is obvious, and it gives her confidence. The lords discuss Letitia's title. The questions worry her. There are no answers, only promises to resolve things later. The political games begin to disturb. Letitia does not understand the concept of a title. Her innocence and surprise give a funny but touching impression. The conversation becomes protracted. Cullen brings Letitia to the stage. Her heart pounds like a drum, but she submits, ready for the unknown. Panic is in Letitia's essence. Everything around her is frighteningly strange, but the footsteps lead inexorably forward. Behind the scenes, the conspirators discuss plans, something secret and potentially dangerous. Letitia has no idea she's involved in something dangerous. The conspirators are certain of their actions. Dr. Sybil looks suspiciously calm, and his words sound like a sentence. The instructions are clear. No one should notice anything. Intrigue fills the hall like a thick fog. Letitia feels someone looking at her. It's Cullen. He suddenly calls out to her. His concern is alarming. He asks her to be prepared. Her nerves are on edge, but she tries to hold on, focused only on the call. Disturbing footsteps. Letitia senses the tension building. There must be a plan, but no one has revealed it to her. Dr. Sybil watches with an enigmatic smile on her lips. Their gazes cross. A map of secret passageways lies on the table. The conspirators discuss the plans like architects creating a new world. Suddenly, memories resurface. Letitia stares dazedly into her thoughts, trying to understand the source of the feeling. She cries out in surprise. Someone approaches quietly from behind, and the unsettling feeling grows. It's Levin. Her naive smile doesn't reassure, but alarms her even more. The conversation turns to her father. Levin worries about his appearance. Small worries get lost amidst the big mystery. Letitia tries to reassure her. Misunderstanding hangs in the air. Laven doesn't realize that even little things like this could be important. Lavin complains about too much attention. Letitia supports her, seeing her weakness but also her dignity. Letitia reassures Lavin that she will succeed. Their friendship grows stronger amidst the impending events. Lavin talks about her past, about the stage where she first performed. Letitia sympathizes with her frankness. Lavin lives in hope of changing her future. She dreams of a recognition she has never had before. Letitia recognizes the contrast between them. Lavin has no inheritance, only the hope for a better future. Letitia comforts her friend. Their embrace symbolizes support. In a world full of intrigue, they find hope in each other. Suddenly, Lavin stuns her. She can't believe what she's hearing. Emotions run high. Lavin wasn't expecting this revelation. It challenges her perception of the world. Letitia stays close, understanding. The rivalry becomes playful. Letitia promises to grow not only physically, but morally as well. Their friendship blossoms in moments like these. Laughter breaks the tension. They are together among the flowers, forgetting troubles for a moment. Lavin admits to weakness, but her friendship with Letitia helps her see things differently. Lavin declares Letitia her friend. The new bond strengthens despite all the difficulties around them. The hall is bustling with activity. Lavin observes her sister Zia among the guests. Her sister has always been a favorite of the family. Zia sits with the emperor. Her prosperity and success are beyond Lavin's reach. Contradictions within her soul grow. Zia has always been better on stage. Lavin strives to express herself, to surpass her older sister. Suddenly, the reason for canceling the performance is revealed. The long silence was due to the disaster. Lavin shares a secret. Her words dramatically change Letitia's view of what is happening. The play 4 years ago was fatal. The gruesome details awaken the fear inside. Letitia is shocked. Lavin's memories reveal a darker side of the past. Their trust grows stronger amidst these confessions. Before Letitia's inner gaze is a dying man, a memory or a warning, the mystery heightens her concern. Life is not waiting for them, and Lavin urges Letitia not to give up hope. The dynamics escalate, but the two girls are determined. Beyond the scenes and intrigue, they find a source of strength in each other. Letitia feels the world around her begin to spin. She is at the center of the plot, not knowing what will happen next. The veil is lifted, the actress forgets the words. Letitia watches, her memory playing tricks on her. Magic crystals record her movements, technical magic amidst her personal insecurities. Time to get up on stage. Letitia gathers her wits, preparing for the final challenge. She stops any fear of the unknown. Lavin shines like never before. Her confidence seems contagious. Letitia hopes for a similar outcome. The mysterious wax on stage is frightening, a symbol of a riddle in need of solving. This is only the beginning of the ordeal, but the words encourage one to move on. Letitia is ready for action, despite her fear. Fate plays with the stage. The bloody storm that rushes to the surface concludes important revelations. Right in front of the shocked audience, Letitia watched as liquid fountains spurt from Lavin's chest. It all happened so fast. Letitia was horrified, trying to comprehend what was happening, and slowly said Lavin's name, hoping for a response. The dagger falls mercilessly to the floor, and a ringing silence hangs in the air. Letitia lowers her head. Had she just caused this nightmare? There is a shout. The dagger has been switched. The servants panic. Sounds of alarm fill the room. Guards, guards. Letitia is terrified to speak of what has happened. In a desperate attempt to help, Letitia begs Lavin to wake up. Time seems to have stopped. Someone says, she's not breathing. The situation becomes hopeless. Letitia desperately asks herself if she really did it. Jade bursts into the room, calling Letitia's name. Everything seems to explode around them. He calms things down, assuring everyone that it was an accident. Letitia is desperate to prove her innocence. The result is an assassination attempt on the imperial family. The atmosphere heats up. A threatening shadow appears out of the darkness. No one dares. Kalen wraps himself in shadows, protecting Letitia in a tight embrace. His intent is unwavering. Touch my daughter. The guests panic, someone screams. Chaos grows by the second. Flames burst out in all directions, threatening everyone in the room. People screaming in panic, fleeing for their lives. Fire, run. A woman in trouble, the fire is getting to her. Help me. Letitia notices a familiar figure. She shouts, Angela. Angela is desperate. The flames are coming closer and closer. The prince is on the verge of hysterics. Save them at once. They try to open the doors, gasping. The doors won't open. Letitia suddenly remembers. She saw something important. There was a secret door behind the painting on the wall. She wasn't wrong, the door is indeed there. Smoke is streaming towards her. Letitia shares her discovery. That way. And they rush towards the saving door. The key-hidden door finally opens, creating an escape route. Guests pile up at the exit, panic-stricken. Run that way. Letitia is saved, but this was her last chance to get out. The other maid discovers that one of the older ones has not come out with everyone else. In the shadows, hidden that one quietly utters, "My play." The girl is in despair, her plan has failed. It's ruined. The passage is blocked, but the whistling of the wind can be heard. Could this be a way out? Fresh air blows in her face. We're outside. A new world opens up before the fugitives. They are in the garden of the Imperial Palace. Jay asks concernedly if Letitia is okay. She nods, but there's still an unease ringing inside. Someone is grieving for their lost mistress. Laven has been abandoned. She may still be alive. The Emperor demands Letitia approach, but Jade intervenes. I'm not giving her up. I just want to get to the bottom of what happened. She's my daughter. Cullen defends Letitia, not giving in to the prince. He promises that little things like magic won't stop him. Try to touch her. Claire panics, tries to dismiss the accusations. Could the dagger have been tampered with from the beginning? But the maids assure her that everything has been checked. The real dagger is on the stage. The prince is losing hope. Could it be the work of a ghost? Letitia recalls the moment she held the dagger. It seems strange, but she didn't notice. Kaelin and the prince continue their discussion, the credibility of the case becoming ghostly. Letitia watches Callan, realizing his intentions to protect her. Convincing the entourage that this is not a spiritual influence becomes more difficult. Dramatic conclusion, they must go back and seek the truth. Letitia decides she is ready to accept her path. The dagger in her hands seemed like something more than a weapon. Her father recognizes her determination. Right? You were right. He replies with a smile, and hope flashes in Letitia's eyes. Letitia looks at her interlocutor, feeling her head fill with anxious thoughts. Someone was clearly trying to cause an accident. Jade tries to figure out how it is that no one noticed the smell of oil disguised as incense. Kaelin looks suspiciously at the Emperor, who is in charge of the decorations. He seems to know something. The atmosphere heats up when a servant states that he was just following orders, having received the incense as a gift. The invited workers and servants must be under suspicion. Peace and order disappear even further. Letitia realizes that of all those present, only a few can be implicated in the incident. Must get together and question everyone. Letitia is convinced that she is right. Despite the pressure, she's not ready to admit her guilt. This is the time to stand up for the truth. Kaelin and Letitia join forces to uncover the true cause of the accident. He warns that to continue in the cold is tantamount to death. We need to take shelter inside. Kaelin's smile promises that no one will be allowed inside by accident. The guards are under orders not to let anyone out until the investigation is over. Tensions are rising. The sky is clear, but it's only a temporary gastronomic peace. Inside, things are much darker. The crowd rushes towards the palace. Rumors and misunderstandings are in the air. Questions are mounting, a recent event only adding to the fears. Letitia searches around for answers. Letitia remembers the past. Her visions help her realize that things are far worse than they seem. Her head is spinning, her strength leaving her. She knows someone powerful is behind it all. Kaelin's embrace gives her strength. If need be, she is ready to fight. She asked Callan, can anything be learned from the crystals that hold the records? The answer is a mystery. The crystal was damaged, but they have time to try to repair it. Letitia isn't willing to wait too long. Time is their greatest enemy. Doubt is replaced by confidence. Do you trust me? She asks Callan. The answer doesn't wait long. Take me to the secret entrance. Her resolve is unwavering. Callan understands without words. If this was staged, we need to act quickly. Frowning their eyebrows, they walk out with Jade, angry at the injustice of the world. He speaks of a calling, fulfilling a duty to his kind. One mistake, a flaw that cannot be forgiven. Emotions beyond limits when Jade demands the truth. Determination knows no bounds. The thought of betrayal pierces Jade. He feels the tension, the readiness to fight. Time shrinks. Letitia and Callan are ready to rush into the new world. They are saved by a moment. A huge snake is rapidly approaching. The terrifying beast threatens all who stand in its way. Fear grips the crowd. But Callan is unfazed, challenging the trouble with a confidence that inspires calm. The Emperor will not touch the hair, Callan remarks. Letitia feels a little better at those words. A sense of flight comes over them, as if the world around them is turning into an illusion. Liveliness of spirit, health is implacable or unshakable. Neither of them knows. The flame dies out, but in Letitia's heart burns the blazing fire of struggle. The order to bring water becomes a signal for action. She seeks the hidden path. The path is closed. Going back in is not possible. There is a blank wall in front of them. The path seems finally blocked. The secret passage is arranged with magic. Letitia concludes without realizing it. With a burst of energy, the dark figure and her snake are ready to destroy the obstacle. Nothing is impossible, Kalen says, turning reality inside out. Letitia sees in him a piece of hope. She was not wrong in her choice of ally. Kalen's words are not deceiving, they are moving forward. The path is dark, but Letitia sees the goal. Kalen is at her side. His confidence is her guiding star. The cool atmosphere of the cave chills her to the bone. She knows she will have to face the unknown more than once. Dungeons hold secrets, Cullen says, and every step brings them closer to the answer. Miracles are part of this life, they know that for sure now. You're incredible, he doesn't hide his admiration. Letitia smiles. Questions frolic in her head again. They must reach the end of this story. He questions her, and she knows she has a plan among the ruins. In her eyes is the reflection of 3 grand ideas. They are ready to go to the next level. 3 versions? Each one like a lightning strike. The question floats in the air. Letitia, gritting her teeth, radiates determination. Her eyes are on fire. Let one of the versions be true. Kalen stares thoughtfully into the distance. Revenge is the first reason. Everything could have been the beginning of the end. Against the ominous backdrop, a scene of a play appears. Everything looks overly dramatic, as if the theater has become intertwined with reality. Letitia is confused. Indeed, it's all too much, but that's what's so alarming. Kalen is tense. Someone has decided to use the family for their own dark agenda. Letitia, unwittingly involved, cannot remain indifferent. An angry glow surrounds Kalen. He is outraged. Using his daughter? Unacceptable. Now his attention turns to political games. To sow discord, someone is willing to do anything. Letitia ponders. The probability? Only 15%. Political intrigue? Not enough for a drama like this. Angel's tears are streaming down her cheeks. The role was originally meant for her. The adopted daughter was supposed to be the scapegoat. Letitia looks down thoughtfully. Does everyone really think Kalen will leave her? Pain resonates in her heart. She sinks her teeth into the new reality. Kalen tries to explain that she is not alone, even in the darkest of times. In his determined gaze is a promise. I will protect you to the end, he says without words. Actively thinking, Letitia brings the conversation back to reality. The third version remains a mystery. There's only a 5% chance, but that doesn't deter Letitia. She is ready to realize even the smallest chance. Constant anxiety haunts her. If it weren't for the secret passage, she'd. A sudden scream breaks the silence. Kalen is surprised, but keeps his hands up. Letitia hides behind Kalen, her eyes radiating fear and determination at the same time. In the candlelight, something important is exposed. A secret is revealed, but to whom does it belong? On the ground, Laven, lying unconscious, but her faint breathing gives hope. A faint heartbeat. Her breath is a symbol of life that no one expected. Letitia sees that Laven is alive. Despair turns to relief. It wasn't me, she assures her. Panic and relief fight each other. A complex puzzle spills to the surface. Letitia tries to make sense of what is happening. Memories of her father's theater overwhelm her. The snake as a symbol of tragedy and fire as an igniter. At the crime scene, Letitia discovers important details. Candles, blood, and mysterious footprints. A plan forms in her mind. She assumes everything was prepared in advance to create a distraction. Emotions rush out, but she holds herself in check. Kalen doesn't leave Letitia alone. Secret moves and elaborate schemes. It was a careful plan, but Laven is alive. Questions and innuendo hang in the air, challenging all parts of the theater. Could it all come together? The hiding of the truth continues, but Letitia won't give up. Reality collides with illusion. The dagger is the key to everything. It can shed light on the hidden. Letitia thinks with fear of how the dagger could bring disaster. She begins to have doubts. The revelation that Laven wasn't breathing turns out to be false. But why? It's theater blood. Letitia chides herself for her lack of equanimity. The threat recedes, but the fireworks show continues. She sees a face from the past, and everything falls into place. It's imperative to get out of here before it's too late. Right now. Laven, still in shock, can't quite believe what's happening. She begins to remember. Letitia gives her a pep talk. You're alive. The smell of freedom calls for change. Burying the memories of the fall and the fire, Laven realizes that this is not the end. The fire is gone, but the fear remains. Overwhelmed with emotion, she remembers finding herself on a soft surface and unable to move. A breathtaking realization, escape is necessary already, they can't stay here. Somewhere a countdown to the end is underway and the shadows are thickening around them. Who is he, this mysterious silhouette? The threats are real, they must be stopped now. Everyone runs, crossing a fictional security boundary. Kalen, unstoppable and determined, leads the group. The shadows are after them, they must be faster. Posturing turns into reality. Step by step, the truth follows. Kalen gives the command. His leadership is unquestioned, their team's spirit stronger than fear. Silent consciousness explodes, reality comes alive. Answers are near, but the darkness is still ahead. Darkness surrounds them, nothing can be seen. Panic grows. Suddenly Letitia appears, her eyes wide with surprise. Who's there? Her voice trembles. Letitia rushes over to her friend. Cullen? The situation looks threatening. We have to run. She pulls her friend by the arm. Come on, Laven, it's not safe here. Her determination knows no bounds. A sudden burst of bright light breaks the darkness, and suddenly silence. The contrast is so strange that they freeze in place. The light is replaced by fear. Letitia feels her heart freeze. The bastard. Someone has struck. She falls, pain spreading through her body, her eyes filled with terror. Letitia looks around. Someone is coming. It's Cullen, but he doesn't look like a savior. His eyes are filled with determination. Letitia shakes with fear and can't make a sound. Confused, she screams. Cullen comes closer, his gaze unwavering. Letitia literally feels a heavy weight pressing down on her. Looks like the opponent was a mage, Cullen remarks, his attention not escaping anything. It's hard to fight in such darkness, he adds. Letitia nods. That's not my blood, he says, pointing at the stain. His determination knows no bounds. Laven shakes with fear and tears. Their task is not yet done. We have to get out of here, Laven whispers, her voice faltering. Letitia, despite her fear, is keenly aware. She needs to clear her name. The investigation isn't over, she reminds her friend, her voice full of determination. You're not the key piece of evidence, she tells Laven, her confidence unwavering. There are sounds in the distance. They are not alone in this darkness. A light flashes like the final proof. What a primitive deception. Letitia leans in, seeing her enemy's deception. Now I understand. The whole truth. She is confident, eyes burning with determination. Dawn brings hope. The echoes of the incidents fall silent. Cullen stands, confident as ever. How dare you? His voice is resolute. Cullen proclaims the guard needs retraining. His power is palpable. A shared determination leads everyone forward. The darkness is behind us. An idea pops into her head. A trap, she declares with determination. Papa, Letitia rushes to Cullen, feeling the warmth of his protection. The secret plan is discussed with confidence. It is what is needed. Letitia's smile glows with confidence. She has revealed the truth. Laven, only 12 years old, her voice is briefly shrouded in reflection. This time will be different, Letitia promises. Her purpose is clear. The magnificent hall of the castle, a space full of gold and ceremonial splendor. Every decoration seems to breathe luxury and mystery. In the halls surrounded by luxury, sit a lady and a lord discussing recent events with anxiety on their faces. Their conversation is interrupted. Someone shouts out panicked words, causing them to turn around in surprise. The shock of those present grows. The unexpected news throws them into panic and confusion. A servant rushes into the hall with instructions to immediately check on the princess's condition, adding even more anxiety to the air. The doctor reports that despite her wounds, the princess's life is not in any danger, calming the reigning panic. The chambermaids do not hold back their joy. The princess has returned alive, prompting a joyous discussion in the hall. A delighted girl points to Letizia, thanking her for saving her, shocking those around her. Letizia receives thanks from everyone around her, feeling slightly awkward, but happy at the very possibility. Lorne remembers that all past events saw the avalanche turn into a ball of fire, leaving unanswered questions. He promises that all will soon become clear and the mysteries will be solved, leaving Letitia in suspense. She talks about the method she found to restore the magic crystals, fueling her interest. The girl thinks about the fire on the stage, which has reportedly already been put out, continuing the conversation. Letitia clarifies that all the crystals are overwritten and her father is helping with their recovery. She wonders how it was possible to record what happened in the mysterious passage, defying logic. One of the meeting participants is perplexed and asks the same question because the passage was too dark. It turns out that the crystals are magical and can record events even in the dark, bringing back hope. The Lord marvels at the possibilities of magic, admitting that he was unaware of such properties of crystals. A surprised Letitia reminds her that her father could do it with magic. The conversation turns to possible violations of magical restrictions, reinforcing the tension. The law requires permission to use magic, but despite that, the restrictions have been violated. The Lord laughs at the laws, believing that deviating from them is not so important if it helps to discover the truth. He suggests examining the castle for more clues, setting the tone for the investigation. Letitia stops everyone, arguing that without hard evidence, innocent people should not be accused. The question about the princess is left unanswered for now, to be revisited later. The Lord wonders how long it will take to recover the crystals, adding an aspect of time to the narrative. The man behind her states that the process will be completed soon, fueling the intrigue of those present. Letitia looks anxiously at her father and the man discussing the restoration, awaiting the denouement of events. The scene reveals a new mage now in the castle, increasing the degree of mystery. Callum notices the mage now working in the prison cell and draws conclusions. While the analysis will take several hours, he advises everyone not to crowd the place. Letitia notices with admiration how her father has calmly organized all the work, remaining confident throughout. Callum offers to assign rooms to the guests, preparing places to stay. The Lord orders surveillance and not to leave the palace until everything is resolved. The crowd questions the prime suspect, emphasizing the mystery. Callum assures everyone that answers will be given in time, quelling curiosity. A light flashes in the dark chamber, revealing a scene of hidden magic manipulation. Two wrapped in cloaks discuss what happened in a mysterious corner, creating tension. One of them makes excuses for the discovery inside the basement, undermining the credibility of his words. Tension rises when it is revealed that he is here on an errand. The mage explains that nothing will get in his way and asks to see the magical recording. Suddenly, the cloaked mage attacks, interrupting the calm with his sudden action. However, the other mage appears ready and responds. They now have more information. Callum confidently declares, "It's all a lie," revealing his power. Under the mask, the mage and Callum reveal their true faces to each other. A new turn of events opens up. Letitia and the others are ready to continue their search for answers. The mystery is solved, the head made clear. All the clues point to her. Tension is in the air. Hooded, full of bewilderment, she whispers, "How did they do it? And really, what went wrong?" Cullen coldly states that the daughter predicted everything. A criminal will try to kill Johann. Threats become reality. Letitia, without losing confidence, explains the criminal has two options, to escape or to get rid of the magician. That says it all. A servant girl from the crowd shouts in despair, "Claire, how could you?" The treason stuns everyone. The looks of condemnation. Claire hears the accusation of betrayal that snakes rings around her name. Letitia calmly asks the question, "And you came to break the crystal?" She knows it's a clue. Claire is in a panic. The crystal could reveal everything, so they were ready to kill Johann. But who will stop them in time? Under suspicion, Claire excuses herself. It's a misunderstanding. No one planned anything. The situation heats up. Jade De Levelton is ruthless. The dagger in her hands only confirms her guilt. The time for doubt is past. A black snake crawls out of the darkness, a dagger embedded in her shoulder. Claire screams in horror at the deadly venom. Cullen calmly considers the aftermath. There is poison on the weapon. That's all we need to know for the verdict. Cullen condemns. Such a weapon is unacceptable to hold in the presence of his daughter. The determination on his face leaves no doubt. Vowing to give a full explanation, the need for truth is greater than ever. The silence of the hall only heightens the tension. All eyes are on Letitia. She has uncovered the culprit, and now her word will decide everything. The crowd holds its breath, waiting for the truth. Everyone in the room trembles with impatience to hear what really happened. Letitia sighs quietly. It will be up to her to explain. Her confidence is almost palpable. Letitia begins confidently. The crystal is a hoax. Cullen confirms it, and the truth slowly comes out. Cullen explains how complicated it is. It was a ruse requiring many mages and weeks of work, all deceived masterfully. Claire shudders. Has her ruse been exposed? A wave of fear floods over her. Jade smiles slyly. He got the note and exposed John. The shame is weak with time. A victorious smile brightens his face. It was a trap. It turned out to be an intrigue, masterfully orchestrated. Letitia summarizes, all the traces confirm her conclusions. Cullen acquiesces, his gaze hard and determined. Letitia leans over to reveal the dagger. This is the proof of her theory. She explains that it's a prop. The smile on her face explains everything. The demonstration is surprising. The blade retracts. It's definitely a fake. The switch of the blade is just a trick. This trick is the key to the puzzle. Click and the blade hardens again. It's a trick no one expected. The secret is out. The blade was always a fake. Letitia is sure of her word. Claire panics as she recalls the moment the switch happened. That ringing in her ears is now cutting into her hearing. She had hoped for invulnerability. To no avail. Her wiles are revealed. Secret passages seem to lead to many places. It's a disturbing discovery. A secret entrance. Realization slowly floods the faces of the doubters. Letitia suggests there's a passage behind the stage. Saving Claire could have been a simple task. However, the secret passage has been discovered by others. He is no longer a treasure in the shadows. Claire waited backstage, but her plan failed because of the closed doors. Everything was against her. The guests found her at the scene of the crime. Fear grips her soul, palpable in the air. Claire can't escape the facts. Her guilt is obvious. She's at an impasse. Her accusations of unsubstantiated facts are in the air. She's losing ground. Claire is screaming. Where's the proof of her guilt? They seem on edge. Letitia draws Callan's attention to the painting. This is the moment of truth. The legend of the White Wizard suddenly comes to life. The flames and the ointment protect, but the truth comes out. The ointment does exist, Cullen confirms. Magic knows no bounds. Thieves continue to peddle this secret ointment. Everyone knows about it, and there's a lot of evidence. Lavin is shocked. It would seem impossible to have such an ointment on her body. But when did she have time? Letitia uncovers traces of glitter. The explanation is so close. Everyone guesses who slipped the ointment. Letitia reinforces her guess. It's all intricately linked. The servant faded her gaze. By the way, her innocence is increasingly in doubt. Before the performance, someone was watching her ominously. The camera picks up the thief. Claire's distraught. She dismisses the arguments as mere conjecture. But where are the facts? She goes mad with pressure, blaming everyone around her. In desperation, she loses her mind. Letitia defends her arguments. The evidence is in front of her eyes, and it is obvious. Panic hovers over everyone, emotions running high. The final moment is too tense. Letitia is overtaken by a mysterious evil. All faces turn to her with anticipation. Callan deftly seizes the moment. The cure smells peculiar. It disproves her innocence. The claim is getting closer. Letitia insists her denunciation is true. Cullen, giving Letitia credit, recognizes her intelligence. Her ingenuity knows no bounds. She's still so young, but her genius is unquestioned. It's a memorable moment. Screams of despair crash against the castle walls. How could Claire have created this? Echoes of wandering in the night. Claire has made her final move, robbed them of their peace of mind. She is certain of one thing: her jealousy has robbed her daughter of